Hey everyone, it's Shobit. Belief number one that I wish I had earlier on in my career is that life is always happening from me. Life is always happening from me. So now you might be wondering, what the hell is Shobit saying? What does this mean? So let's talk through it. See, for the longest time, I have believed that I do shape my destiny, but there's also these things called circumstances, and this thing called luck, and sometimes this happens and that happens, and I end up in a particular situation. And to be honest, most people have this. It's like, oh, this was luck, that was luck, and I get it. I mean, especially when you are trapped in a job or circumstance that you're not excited by, having that sort of a mental model where you think you're creating your own luck, where everything's happening through you, can be scary, daunting, because basically you're saying is that all the shit that's happening, you're responsible for it. But there is the other side, which is, if that was true, that means you have the power to change everything. All your circumstances can be changed. Everything can be changed. So really the shifts that I see people go through is life is happening to me, which is, hey, like I'm a victim of circumstances and things are never working out for me, so on and so forth, those sort of things. To, hey, life is happening for me. The universe is working for me. I can see all these coincidences happen and all these amazing things happen, and it reflects in their career. To the ultimate one, so the top level one, which is life is happening from me. I am the creator of circumstances. And that is the powerful mindset to go with. Now, there's a few caveats here, which is, I think the biggest caveat is whatever things are happening right now, whatever circumstances are happening right now, those are not a result of your thoughts today. No, they are a result of your thoughts yesterday. What you were thinking, imagining, manifesting, believing, working towards, that yesterday created today. So there is a time lag, and that's where people mess up, I think. They start doing this mindset work and changing their beliefs and start working, and they expect the results to be immediate. But that is never the case. There's always a time lag. So you can't just do this, your work in building your beliefs and changing it. It's like showering, best done every day. Even if you've showered for, all your life, if you stop showering for 3 days, you will stink. And that's the same thing. You're building your beliefs. It's always a thing that's always in motion. And whatever you've done before, that results in what's happening right now. And the powerful thing is that this can be a compound effect. So what I believe to be my limits in terms of income, impact, all this have been shattered. When I went from working at a startup to working at Google to running my own company, they've all, everything I had in mind, it's achieved, and now I'm onto the next thing already. And I'm excited about the next thing, because now it's not just that there's the next thing, it's also the next thing that I believe I can create, because life is happening from me. So that's the first belief you need to change. It's not about life happening to you. It's not even about life happening for you, although that's also very powerful. It's life is happening from you. Okay, so belief number two I wish I'd built was to connect and to live in my goal. See, we as humans, we are designed to be meaning-making machines. And by that, what I also mean is that we are designed to make a story, build a story out of whatever little facts we have, whatever little things we know to be true. And as importantly, we are hardwired to focus on the negative, right? We are hardwired to focus on things that are not going well because that is our survival instinct. If we did not build that, right? We did not really focus on the negative when, there were tigers and leopards and stuff around. What would happen is that they would eat us. We would be their lunch or dinner or whatever they want to eat. And we would die. And our brain is evolved primarily to help us survive, not to help us thrive. So what that means is most people focus on things that are not working in the present moment. That's what most people spend most of their time in. And I have spent plenty of time, it's like, oh, this is my goal, but really I'm focused on everything that's not working right now and all the reasons why it's not going to work out. The shift, the belief that I've changed, or the practice you can call it I've changed, is to focus and live in my goal. Vividly imagine how awesome would be when I have achieved that. And not just vividly imagine, feel the emotions that I'm going to feel when I've achieved that. And just assume that it's done. And, I know there's a lot of people who'll be watching and they'll be like, Shobit, that's dumb, in the sense of it's not done. So why don't you rather focus on everything that's not working and fix it? Yes, we are gonna fix everything that's not working. But my focus is always what's my goal and how awesome would it be when I achieve it. And then from that position, that mental state, I will then go and work on the things that are not working. I don't need to dwell in them. I don't need to dwell in all the problems. I can look at the problem in 5 minutes, understand it fully, jump to the solution, go back to thinking about my goal. That is a belief that is going to change your career. It's going to change your life. So just do it. Okay, so the next belief that I which I had changed earlier on was a belief of, or a stance of love for everyone I interact with. Now this might be super woo-woo to you, but look, the fact of the matter is that everyone that you're working with, clients, customers, co-workers, your boss, your boss's boss, they are fallible human beings. They are fallible human beings, which means sometimes they fuck things up. Sometimes they make a mistake. Sometimes they show up with behavior that can be perceived as selfish, as self-centered. It's like they're trying to take all those credits. Like, you could put a whole bunch of different adjectives to describe what's happening. But at the same time, what we fail to see is how we are showing up. Sometimes we fall victim to the same things. So the name of the game here is to have grace and show up in a sense of absolute and total unconditional love for yourself, first of all, and your fellow co-workers, customers, all these people. Because, you can go through life with the belief that people are evil, people are out to look out for themselves, people are self-centered, they're going to screw you over the moment that they get a chance, they're all about it. Or you could you could go from a perspective of, they don't know any better. Sometimes they mess things up, but they will learn. And the fact of the matter is that, no matter how you show up, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. Both points of view are absolutely correct. It's a only question of what do you want to show up as? Because if you show up as the right, show up in love, life will just be easier. Life will just work much easier. But if you show up in the other way of scarcity, of like they're out to get me, then you're just making life miserable for yourself, and of course you you slow down your career and all those things go wrong. That happens all the time. So really the question is, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose a sense of unconditional love, or are you going to go with a sense of everyone's out to get me and screw them? And by the way, this is a practice, it's called giving others an A, as in you've already given them an A grade. They are already number one in your book. Despite everything that they're doing wrong, despite everything that's happening, they are already number one. And now you're just letting them reveal all those qualities that actually make them number one. Okay, the last belief. You are limitless. You have unlimited power. That's a belief that takes quite a lot of getting used to, and to be honest, you never really get used to it. Keep going back into the mode of, oh, I'm not good enough, I am not qualified enough. If I have an MBA, then I don't have a master's or PhD in tech, so I suck. And if I do have that master's or PhD, then I don't have an MBA, so I suck. And don't even get me started on your gender. It's obviously wrong. Doesn't matter if you're man or woman, it's wrong. You'll always find reasons why it's wrong. And forget about your hairstyle. I mean, that absolutely sucks. I mean, look at my hair, right? Completely sucks. Or your accent. I mean, Shobit, don't even begin with your freaking accent. What is that? Little bit of Indian, kind of morphed into slightly American. What the fuck is it? And your glasses and your clothes, I mean, forget it. And the way you speak, Shobit, so many filler words, it's never going to be good. You get my point. There's a tape playing inside our head. Now, the fact is, you are limitless. Oh wait, that is false. That is false. You're not actually limitless. You're not actually limitless, because no matter how high you try, you probably cannot by yourself jump 100 feet in the air. You just can't. So yeah, you have limits. But life is much better led with that belief that you are limitless, because just your limit is so much broader than what you give yourself credit for, that if you just forgot about, like, hey, yeah, this is not exactly true and I'm not limitless, stop arguing and just start believing that you are limitless, things become so much easier. Because when you are limitless, then you go into that negotiation with your boss with confidence. You show up 100% to that interview. You prep like crazy, because you don't have to defend yourself later saying that, oh, I didn't get it because I didn't prep well, and so there's a excuse that I use. No, you're limitless, so you give it your all, and knowing that even if you were to fail at one time, you're limitless, you'll come back. So that thing has changed things dramatically for me later on in my career, as I start to realize my own power, my own potential, which I did not early on. And it's funny, because when you even talk to some of my best friends, they'll tell you that, Shobit, like, the thing we know you for is your confidence. You've always had it. But even then, even with that confidence, I did start to put a huge sense of limitation on myself, and just believe that I was only meant to achieve certain things. And as I've gone past that and really adopted the belief that I am limitless and everyone is limitless, it's just changed things completely. So adopt the belief that you're limitless, and your limits will start to disappear very, very soon. Okay, so what you can do is you can take these beliefs and try to adopt it on your own, which is possible. But what I found is that by having the right coach and mentor, they actually stick. Because I've read all of these things. It's not rocket science. I've read all of these beliefs before in books and courses and all these things. But surrounded by the right community, with the right mentor and coach, just what I've been able to achieve the last couple of years, it's like, you know, forget about all the monetary gains or anything. It's about how great I feel. That is number one. So, you know, you have a choice here. You can take all these beliefs and just say, yeah, sure, but I'm going to run with it myself. Or you can get past all the limitations and set up your breakthrough call with my team so that we can help you in your product management career. And during that time, we'll also work and fix your beliefs and take it all from there. So this is Shobit. Look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care.